What is going on, traders, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Now in this video, I'm going to be going over my watch list for the trading week of July 4th, 2022. Let's get to it. Alright, first things first, the catalyst for this upcoming week. On Wednesday, we have the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. On Thursday, we have the jobless claims. And on Friday, we have the June employment report. We like to keep our eye on all of these events because you never know which one can spark some volatility within the market. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this week's earnings calendar. Alright, so as you can see, there's not too much going on this week, and I'm not interested in any of these companies. I mean, WD-40 was kind of popular back in 2020, and you can see here that it got all the way up to over $330, but right now it's sitting at around $200. Now this range that I marked off right here, if you go to the volume profile on this one, you can see that there's a lot of buyers between $190 and $160. So you may want to set some kind of alert around $160, because if it breaks through this barrier, it's a good chance that it'll fall all the way down to around $135, and then the next big range is around $112, $110. All right, but also if you look at the options chain for WD-40, there's not much volume and not much open interest, so this would be a very slow stock to trade. At least it would be right now. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at this week's watch list. All right, first up is going to be Meta Platforms, also known as Facebook, ticker symbol META. Now here I have it pulled up on the 4-hour chart here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now over the last 2 weeks, I've been having a nice time day trading this stock, and the level that I'm going to be watching right now is around $160. Okay, you can see over the last few days it's been trying pretty hard to hold this level. It broke beneath it, but it ended up coming right back, held it a few times, broke beneath it, and it closed on Friday at around $160. Now I'm going to be watching this entire range right here to see if it can get up to around $175 on the bullish side. If it can get through this, the next level that I'm looking for is around $177. Now if the market decides it wants to sell off and it can't hold this $160 level, I'm just going to play this one how I see it, with a low of around $141. Okay. Also, I wanted to point out, last week Zuckerberg had a meeting with 78,000 of his employees and told them that they were going to have to do more work with fewer resources. And he also told them that their performance reviews were going to be graded more intensely than previously before. And a little later in the meeting, in not so many words, he told them, I think a lot of you may decide that this place isn't for you, and that's all right with me, because to be honest with you, a lot of you shouldn't be here in the first place. Now, I'm not sure how that went across, but that can't be good for morale, so just keep that in mind when watching the news on Meta Platforms, aka Facebook, because if they do have some bad news or some other leaks that come out, they could make the stock drop. All right. All right, up next is going to be Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. Now here I have it pulled up on the 4-hour chart. Zoom in a little bit. Now I did have this head and shoulder pattern that I was watching, and I wanted to see it complete all the way down to 103, but on Friday I decided I wanted to run, and it closed around $109.50. So first off, the bullish scenario. If Amazon can stay above $108, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $120. Okay. Now what I really want to happen is the bearish scenario. I want it to get below $108 and can't break above it and come all the way down to 103. Even better if it came down to around $101. That'll be fantastic, because at that point I would buy some $120 or $125 calls for Amazon Prime Day, which is July 12th and 13th. All right. And if it falls all the way down here, these calls will be a lot cheaper. Okay. And I will sell them before Prime Day, because you know it's going to start selling off at that point. All right, so keep Amazon on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, up next is Costco, ticker symbol COST. Now here I have it pulled up on the 4-hour chart. Let's zoom in a little bit right here. You can see this range between $464 and $487. Costco has been spending a lot of time in this range. It did break beneath it, but it came right back to this range, okay? And between June 2nd and last Friday, it tested the top of this range 10 times. So on the bullish scenario, if it could finally get through this level of $487, I'm looking for Costco to run all the way up to $518. Okay, that'll be a nice run all the way up. Now, if it does get rejected, this is the bearish scenario. If it gets rejected by this $487 level, I'm looking for it to come down and test the bottom of this channel around $464. Okay, either way, this will be a nice place. So keep Costco on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, the last one we're going to be looking at is JP Morgan Chase, ticker symbol JPM. Now here I have it pulled up on the daily chart here. And last week when we talked about this, when I was talking about this $118 level, I was struggling to get above it, and sure enough, it got to it and couldn't get above it again, and it came all the way down. It got to almost $110. Now this upcoming week, on the bullish scenario, I'm looking for it to bounce off this $110 level and retest around $118. Now the bearish scenario, if it can get below $110, I'm looking for it to fill this gap all the way down to around $105. Okay, so keep JP Morgan on your watch list and let's see what happens. And that is the end of the video. If you found value, please smash that like button and consider subscribing. Here's wishing you a prosperous week of trading, and until next week, talk to you later.